From translation, NKJV New King James Version, this 131 day of the year. Today, we are reading passages 2 Chronicles 2-5 2 Chronicles chapter 2, verses 1-17. Now Solomon determined to build a temple for the name of the Lord, and a royal house for himself. Then Solomon selected 70,000 men to carry burdens, 80,000 to quarry stone in the mountains, and 3,600 to oversee them. And he sent to Hiram king of Tyre, saying, As you have dealt with my father David, sending him cedars to build himself a house to dwell in, so deal with me. Behold, I am building a temple for the name of the Lord my God, to dedicate it to him, to burn sweet incense before him, to set the showbread in order, and to offer burnt evening sacrifices with the burnt sacrifices of the Sabbaths, the new moons, and the appointed feasts of the Lord our God. This is an ordinance forever to Israel. The temple which I am going to build will be great, for our God is greater than all gods. But who is able to build him a temple, since heaven and the highest heavens cannot contain him? Who am I then, that I should build a temple for him, except as a place to burn incense before him? Therefore now send me a man skillful to work in gold and silver, bronze and iron, purple and crimson and blue, who is expert in engraving, to work in the craftsmen of my Lord, with the craftsmen of my Lord, David your father. Also send me cedar trees from Lebanon, for I know that your servants have skill to cut timber in Lebanon. And indeed my servants will be with your servants, to make them into logs down to the sea. I will then float them in rafts by sea to the place you appoint, and I will have them broken down there for you to carry away. Then you shall grant my desire, that my house may be built. Then Hiram king of Tyre answered in writing, which he sent to Solomon, Because the Lord loves his people, he has made you king over them. Hiram also said, Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, who made heaven and earth, who has given King David a wise son, endowed with prudence and understanding, who will build a temple for the Lord and a royal house for himself. And now I have sent a skillful man, endowed with understanding, Huram my master craftsman, the son of a woman of the daughters of Dan, and his father was a man of Tyre, skilled to work in gold and silver, bronze and iron, stone and wood, purple and blue, crimson and fine linen, and to make any engraving and to accomplish any plan which may be given him, with your skillful men and with the skillful men of my Lord David your father. Now therefore the wheat, the barley, the oil, and the wine which my Lord has spoken of, let him send to his servants. And we will cut wood from Lebanon, as much as you need. And we will bring it to you on rafts by sea to Joppa, and you will carry it up to Jerusalem. Then Solomon numbered all the aliens who were in the land of Israel, after the census in which his father David had numbered them, and there were found 153,600. And he made 70,000 of them bearers of burdens, 80,000 stonecutters in the mountain, and 3,600 overseers to make the people work. 2 Chronicles chapter 3, verses 1-17. Now Solomon began to build the house of the Lord at Jerusalem on Mount Moriah, where the Lord had appeared to his father David, at the place that David had prepared on the threshing floor of Ornan the Jebusite. He began to build in the 2nd day of the 2nd month, in the 4th year of his reign. And these are the foundations which Solomon laid for building the house of God. The length was 60 cubits, by cubits of the old standard, and the width 20 cubits. The vestibule that was in front of the sanctuary was 20 cubits long across the width of the house, and the height was 120. He overlaid the inside with pure gold. The larger room he paneled with cypress wood, which he overlaid with fine gold, and he carved palm trees and chains on it. He adorned the house with precious stones for beauty, and the gold was gold from Parvaim. He also overlaid the house, the beams, the doorposts, and its walls and doors with gold, and he carved cherubim on the walls. And he made the most holy place. Its length was according to the width of the house, 20 cubits, and its width 20 cubits. He overlaid it with 600 talents of fine gold. The weight of the nails was 50 shekels of gold. And he overlaid the upper area with gold. In the most holy place he made 2 cherubim of olive wood, each 10 cubits high. The wings of the cherubim were 20 cubits in overall length. One wing of the cherub was 5 cubits, touching the wall of the room, and the other wing was 5 cubits, touching the wing of the other cherub. One wing of the other cherub was 5 cubits, touching the wall of the room, and the other wing was 5 cubits, touching the wing of the first cherub. The wings of these cherubim stretched out 20 cubits, and they stood on their feet, facing the room. And he made the veil of blue and purple and crimson fine linen, and wove cherubim into it. Also he made in front of the temple 2 pillars 35 cubits high, and the capital on the top of each was 5 cubits. He made reeds of chainwork for the capitals on top of the pillars, 7 for one wreath and 7 for the other. So he made the pillars, and 2 rows of pomegranates all around the chainwork that was on top of the pillars. He made 100 pomegranates and put them on the chains. 2 Chronicles chapter 4, verses 1 to 22. Moreover, he made a bronze altar. 20 cubits was its length, 20 cubits its width, and 10 cubits its height. He also made the sea of cast bronze, 10 cubits from one brim to the other. It was completely round. Its height was 5 cubits, and a line of 30 cubits measured its circumference. Under it was figures of oxen encircling it, 10 to a cubit, all the way around the sea. The oxen were cast in 2 rows when it was cast. It stood on 12 oxen. 3 looking toward the north, 3 looking toward the west, 3 looking toward the south, and 3 looking toward the east. The sea was set upon them, and all their back parts were inward. It was a handbreadth thick. And its brim was shaped like the brim of a cup, like a lily blossom. It contained 2,000 baths. He also made 10 lavers, and he put 5 on the right side and 5 on the left side. In them they washed the implements of the burnt offering, but the sea was for the priests to wash in. And he made 10 lampstands of gold according to their design, and set them in the temple, 5 on the right side and 5 on the left. He also made 10 tables, and placed them in the temple, 5 on the right side and 5 on the left. And he made 100 bowls of gold. Furthermore, he made the court of the priests, and the great court and doors for the court, and overlaid the doors with bronze. He set the sea on the right side of the temple, toward the southeast. Then Huram made the pots, the shovels, and the basins. So Huram finished doing the work that he was to do for King Solomon on the house of God: the 2 pillars, the bowls, the 2 capitals on top of the pillars, and the 2 networks to cover the 2 bowls on top of the capitals. The 400 pomegranates for the 2 networks, 2 rows of pomegranates for each network to cover the 2 bowls of the capitals that were on top of the pillars. The stands and the basins on the stands, 1 sea and 12 oxen under it, also the pots, the shovels, the flesh hooks, and all their utensils. All these articles Huram made for King Solomon for the house of the Lord of bronze. In the plain of Jordan the king had them cast in clay molds, between Sukkot and Zeradah. And Solomon made all these articles in such great abundance that the weight of the bronze was not determined. Thus Solomon made all the vessels for the house of God, the golden altar and the tables on which the showbread was set, the lampstands and their lamps of pure gold to burn before the inner sanctuary, as prescribed, the flowers, the lamps, and the tongs of gold, and that perfect gold, the snuffers, the bowls, the ladles, and the firepans of pure gold, and the entry of the temple, its inner doors for the most holy place, and the doors of the temple itself, with their hinges, were of gold. 2 Chronicles chapter 5, verses 1 to 14. So all the work that Solomon had done for the house of the Lord was finished. And Solomon brought in all the offerings which his father David had dedicated, and the silver and the gold, and all the articles he put among the treasures of the house of God. Then Solomon assembled the elders of Israel and all the heads of the tribes, the chief fathers of the children of Israel, in Jerusalem, that they might bring up the ark of the covenant of the Lord from the city of David, which is Zion. Therefore all the men of Israel assembled with the king at the feast, which was in the 7th month. So all the elders of Israel came, and the Levites took up the ark. Then they brought up the ark, the tabernacle of meeting, and all the holy furnishings that were in the tabernacle. The priests and the Levites brought them up. Also King Solomon, and all the congregation of Israel who were assembled with him, were with him before the ark, sacrificing sheep and oxen that could not be counted or numbered for multitude. Then the priests brought the ark of the covenant of the Lord to its place, into the inner sanctuary of the temple, to the most holy place, under the wings of the cherubim. For the cherubim spread their wings over the place of the ark, and the cherubim overshadowed the ark and its poles. And the poles extended so that the ends of the poles could be seen from the holy place, in front of the inner sanctuary. But they could not be seen from outside, and they are there to this day. There was nothing in the ark except the 2 tablets of stone which Moses put there at Horeb, when the Lord made a covenant with the children of Israel, after they had come out of the land of Egypt. And when the priests came out of the holy place, a cloud filled the house of the Lord, so that the priests could not continue ministering because of the cloud. For the glory of the Lord filled the house of God. Then it happened, when the trumpeters and singers were as one, to make one sound to be heard in praising and thanking the Lord, and when they lifted up their voice with the trumpets and cymbals and instruments of music, and when they praised the Lord, saying, For he is good, for his mercy endures forever, that the house of the Lord, was filled with a cloud, so that the priests could not continue ministering because of the cloud, for the glory of the Lord filled the house of God.